y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about mental wellness. I think mental wellness is important, but mental wellness is different, slightly different from mental health. So we're going to kind of talk about the difference and why it matters. When you think about the difference between mental health and mental wellness, think of it kind of like your car. Mental health would have to do with your car and all of the things that make your car run or not run. So that would be like your engine, the brakes, the tires, things like that. So in terms of your mental health, that would be more like your thoughts, your feelings, your behavior, and how all those things work together and how those things help you deal with life circumstances in a healthy or unhealthy way. So that's mental health. Mental wellness, however, has more to do with not just your car, but taking your car on a nice road trip, getting the enjoyment, keeping it clean, having the regular maintenance done on it so that it can run properly, all of those things. That would be considered like mental wellness. So in terms of your mental wellness, that would be feeling good, living good, getting enjoyment from life, feeling a sense of purpose and fulfillment in life, and that is mental wellness. So when you think about it, you want good mental health, but your mental wellness is where satisfaction with life comes from. So mental health has to do with your state of mind. Mental wellness has to do with your overall ability to live a happy and fulfilling life. Having poor mental wellness is going to affect pretty much every aspect of your life. It can affect you emotionally and psychologically by causing an increase in stress and anxiety. Depression can come from poor mental wellness, which is that persistent sense of sadness, loss of interest in things, hopelessness, things like that. You will sometimes have an increase in irritability and mood swings when you have poor mental wellness, and that is going to negatively impact your relationships. Also, a decrease in self-esteem and self-confidence can come from poor mental wellness. There are also physical effects of it, which include sleep problems or appetite, fatigue. If you know anything about depression, a lot of these things sound a lot like the symptoms of depression. They kind of overlap with different mental health disorders. And so it's going to affect a lot of different things. There also can be some physical health issues that can be exacerbated by poor mental wellness, like heart disease. Your immune system can be weakened. You can have digestion problems and all kinds of things that can happen. Some of the cognitive issues or problems with your thinking that can happen might be poor concentration, memory issues, impaired decision making or inability to make good decisions. Also some social problems like withdrawal from social interactions, not want to be around people, not able to have healthy relationships, maybe you self-sabotage or things like that, and also not being able to be as productive in your work life. And then of course, poor mental wellness is going to affect just your overall quality of life, because you're not going to be able to enjoy life the way that you want to. You're not going to be able to have those strong, healthy relationships, which can cause a sense of loneliness or feeling like you don't belong, and potentially cause substance abuse issues. A lot of times when we don't really like ourselves or not really enjoying life, that kind of opens the door to start to use and possibly abuse different substances in an effort to numb those unpleasant feelings that are coming up. So poor mental wellness is going to affect a lot of different areas of your life. So of course, on the flip side, good mental wellness is going to improve the quality of your life just in general overall. So it's going to have a positive impact on your physical health, because you're going to feel more motivated to make healthier choices. Your immune system is going to be stronger. Blood pressure is going to be less because your stress level is going to be down. And that is going to have a positive effect on you physically. You'll also be able to deal with stuff differently on an emotional level. When you feel good on the inside, it helps you to be able to deal with stress and difficulties that come up. You're gonna bounce back a lot easier. If your overall level of stress is low, then you're gonna be able to, just kind of be more resilient and work through stuff in a healthier way. Also, better relationships. When you like yourself, it reflects in the people that you deal with and how you move through life. Someone who is very self-confident, feels very fulfilled and has a sense of purpose in life, they're going to attract people to them that are on a similar wavelength. That is going to cause them to be able to have better, healthier, stronger relationships. Also comes with that some level of emotional intelligence as well that will also be helpful. Of course, productivity is going to be increased. Your performance is going to be better because you're going to feel good about yourself and the decisions that you're making, the direction that you're going in life. You'll be able to concentrate better, memory is better, self-esteem, your self-confidence, creativity, problem solving, all of that stuff is improved. And in the long run, people who have a higher sense of mental well-being tend to live longer because they are not having some of the same problems as a person with poor mental well-being. So there are three basic components of mental well-being. That is emotional, psychological, and social. So those are the three areas that you want to be focused on if you're going to try to increase your sense of mental well-being. So on the emotional side, this refers to how you handle your emotions. That could be either a positive or a negative way. It includes how you identify, express, and process the feelings that you're having on a day-to-day basis. So some examples in real life is someone with good emotional well-being can experience love, joy, and excitement, as well as manage negative emotions like sadness, anger, or frustration in a healthy way. So it's not that they don't feel those unpleasant emotions, but when those emotions come up, they are better able to manage those in a healthy way instead of unhealthy ways. Psychological well-being, so this refers to the state of your mental processes, how you think, how you reason, how you perceive the world and the things that are happening around you. Basically, what reality are you creating for yourself mentally based on the things that are going on around you? This includes self-acceptance, personal growth, purpose in life, environmental mastery, which is important, how you create things in your environment that either help or hinder you. Also, autonomy is included in this, how you are able to stand on your own as an individual, creating an individualized kind of experience for yourself. Positive relationships with other people would be included in psychological well-being. So some real life examples of psychological well-being is positive self-image, ability to adapt to change, engage in continuous learning and development, make independent decisions, perceive one's life as meaningful and purposeful. It also means that you're able to problem solve and make rational decisions. See from all of these examples that psychological well-being is really going to play a big role in your path in life and what direction your life goes. And then also, of course, your social well-being having to do with your interactions and your relationships with other people. So this is creating a sense of belonging, having a sense of community and social inclusion, social contribution. So not what are you taking from, but what are you adding to these social situations. Also, social coherence, or how you make sense of and understand things that are happening in a social environment. All of that goes into your social well-being. So some examples in real life of good social well-being is an individual that maintains healthy and fulfilling relationships. They feel connected to a community. They can communicate effectively. That's a big one. They also can show empathy and understanding towards others, and they can contribute positively to society. If you think about these three different areas, mental well-being is really important, particularly in creating a functioning society and to be able to function within society. So there are some things that people think are included in mental well-being that are not, or that are not true. So one of those things is that mental wellness means being happy all the time. It's not about being happy, and happy is not really the goal. Happy is a situational emotion. It is connected to different situations, and just like all the rest of the emotions, it comes and goes. So happiness is not necessarily the goal. Even if you have excellent mental well-being, you're still going to experience the unpleasant emotions because that's a part of the human experience and it's necessary. Those emotions are not bad and we need them. They help us. So you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna feel angry and frustrated and scared and all of those things. But you need to, because it's a part of who you are. And so mental well-being does not mean that you're happy all the time, but that when those unpleasant emotions come, you're able to deal with them in a healthy way. Some people think mental well-being means that you don't have mental illness, like it's the absence of mental illness. And sorry to tell you, but you can have a mental illness or mental health disorder and still have excellent mental well-being, because it's not really about the presence or absence of illness. It's about how you navigate life and your perception about things and how you deal with stuff. And so even if you have a mental health diagnosis like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, you can still have good mental well-being. Another misconception is that if you have good mental well-being, so like you are mentally well, then you don't need support. Everybody needs support. Everybody needs someone, some group of people, something, some entity. We all need support. And so even the best of us who have the best circumstances still need people. We are social creatures and we don't really do well in isolation. Everybody needs support and help from time to time. And it's okay to ask for that if you need it. Another misconception is that mental wellness does not affect physical health, which is absolutely not true. If you're not mentally well, it's gonna cause a lot of stress in your life and in your body, and that stuff is eventually gonna start tearing things down, and stuff is gonna start falling apart, and you're gonna fall apart. We're not compartmentalized. Everything affects everything else. So if you're physically unwell, it's going to affect your mental well-being and vice versa. So you want to think about this in a holistic sense. As a human being, all of the things are connected. The last misconception we're going to talk about today is that mental wellness is only an individual effort. Like the state of your mental wellness has only to do with your choices and your decisions and your actions, and that's just not the case. It is possible that the actions of others or things in the environment can affect your mental wellness as well. And so that's why community is so important, having economic stability, having physical stability within your environment. You are not gonna be mentally well if you're homeless. You don't have any food. Your baby won't stop crying and you don't know what's wrong with them. You're not gonna be mentally well. So outside factors can affect your mental wellness, but it's really about how you deal with those things that really makes the difference. Change happens in what you do day to day, okay? What you do today is gonna affect how your outcome is tomorrow, a year from now, 10 years from now. Daily practice is where mental wellness comes in. It's not gonna be like a one-time, oh, I did this meditation this one time and now I'm cured kind of thing. Like, it's an ongoing process. And so you want to incorporate various things within your day-to-day life that are going to promote mental wellness, like mindfulness exercises, journaling, healthy lifestyle choices like exercising, nutrition, things like that. Also, fostering positive relationships, which is also a process. If you want to have good relationships, you have to put time and energy into those. And so that's an ongoing process. Think about what you do on a day-to-day basis if you want to build a greater sense of mental wellness. I'm not saying it's easy. Life happens for all of us. But if this is important enough to you, then you will put in the time and effort to be able to learn more about yourself, gain more insight, find out what's getting in your way, and then move those things out of your way so that you can make progress. So that's where the change actually happens. It's not supposed to be easy. If it's worth it, you put the work in and you make it happen. And so this is no different. So regardless of your circumstances, life is going to happen. Stress is going to happen. You know, you may have mental health issues. You're going to have good days and bad days. but it's something that you have to consistently work toward, and building this into like your daily routine is going to help make that process a lot easier. So mental health is important. Mental wellness is also important. And you want both of those to be moving in a positive direction. It's really about the journey. Like there's no end goal. This is something you will be working on until like you die. It's a lifetime journey. Every day you get up, you have to make a conscious decision to make sure that you are making good choices and that you are fostering this sense of mental well-being for yourself. You guys can think about what we've talked about today and see how you can incorporate those things into your life. Do you have areas of your life that you feel like you need to improve, things that are holding you back or causing you to feel less well? Maybe you need to change some things. I have some things on my list that I'm going to be doing differently over the next year. You can leave in the comments if you have things that you feel like you can do differently to foster a sense of mental well-being. Like the video if you like the video. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Leave a comment because I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. As always, fear nothing, assume nothing, and take nothing for granted. All right, y'all. Go be great.